that mean them can't stop ya. Youth, unstoppable, so now we are trained.
Well, you know, from you hear that music, then you know that it is officially showtime. And from it is officially showtime, then everyone who loves the Unstoppable show should be here right now. All right, and I'm seeing all the names that I'm used to seeing. You know, one and two of them not really click on yet. Apple Brown, big up yourself. All right. Cindy Randall, go on here in the building tonight. All right, so you know it is Wednesday night, and that simply means it is officially a night for the Unstoppable show. So welcome everybody who is here tonight, and I'm hoping that everybody out there is, you know, make sure they must stay safe, you know, and everybody is doing all right in these times. Although we know, say boy, it kind of rough. All right, Julian Smith, blessings, good to see you. All right, now tonight we have a topic that we want to discuss. You know, but before I even get to the topic, I want to say, if you're here, please make sure to hit that like button. All right, make sure that you invite somebody. So all you have to do is share the show to your WhatsApp contacts. All right, if you have to broadcast it to everybody, just broadcast it and get it out there and say, listen, let's jump on to Unstoppable right now because he is live and we are going to have a nice conversation. So let's see what the topic is tonight. The topic says, my husband left me and our newborn baby with no food to go be with another woman. No. Why? I wonder when my Jamaican brother them are gonna stop get beat bad. Wonder when. You know, say, I hope one day one of you call me and say, Unstoppable, I want to share a success story. You know, I want to share a success story, how I met my husband or how I met my wife and he or she is Jamaican and this is how we ended up and we're living happily ever after. You know that like a story like that, no. But for the time being, we're going to continue bringing to Uno what is coming forth to us right now. Tommy, what you mean by next never? Come on, man. Sure. Anyways, I'm going to introduce the caller to tonight's show. All right, but before I do that, please make sure to remember the rules of this show. Do not be disrespectful to each other in the chat, in the comment section, and do not be disrespectful to my caller either by calling her any, you know, names, bad names, or anything like that. All right. So with that said, caller, good night. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. Good night, Unstoppable. Good night to the Unstoppable Army and everyone else who is in the chat.
It's a pleasure to have you here with us tonight. I mean, I hope you're staying safe and everything, you know, and hope everything all right with the family.
Yes, everything is okay, and I'm working on it, staying safe, staying inside, going out only to work.
Awesome. All right, so you're a regular. You listen to the show upon a regular, so I'm not have to tell you how the show run, but I'm going to tell you just the same. So you're going to get the platform to share your experience, right? And where I feel the need to ask questions, I'm going to jump in and ask you questions, all right? And when we reach the 30-minute mark, meaning half an hour in the show, we're going to take a little water break so you can go fresh up your throat and come back to the second half, all right?
Okay.
All right, so go right ahead.
Got you.
The show is yours.
Okay. My story is somewhat bad with a good ending. Okay. And my reason for presenting this story is in hopes that it will help somebody else in their life or with whatever they are going through. So here goes. I was born in Jamaica, in one of the worst ghettos in Jamaica. But I was not a part of the ghetto. I don't know if that makes sense. My father always had a job. He refused to have my mother work. We had everything that we needed. I was never ever short of anything. The first time I knew what it meant to be hungry was when I moved to the United States. But my father, as being a great provider, he was also strict, and he was strict with us, but he was mentally and verbally abusive to my mother. She was like 10 years younger than he was, and he actually treated her more like a child. my mom would just sit and cry. And I would get so upset that she's allowing him to treat her that way. And all she's doing is crying. I guess he started off by having two different relationships, because I have one sister who is 13 months older than me, and the other one is 4 months younger than me. Then he went on to have 5 more kids with my mother. He did some things to her that to this day I cannot even like bear thinking about them. And I was young, but I could see what was going on. Okay. And I vowed never to be with a man like my father. One quick story. I remember one Sunday my mom cooked fish and rice and peas, and we always had our vegetables and our salad. And before us, she would cook early, and then we would all have to be together to eat. So he called her and he told her, "Oh, I'm sending you to my brother's house to go get something." Meanwhile, he had his girlfriend come in and share the fish dinner with her, to the point when my mom came home, there was nothing for her to eat. I love my father to death, but I love my mother even more. And I said I would never be with a man like that. But guess what? I ended up with the same abusive, verbally, physically, and mentally abusive person, even though I knew better. Okay. I was like the first person to pass common entrance in my community. I wanted to go to nursing school, but I graduated high school at 16. So I could not go into nursing school until I was 18. Then my dad died and I got a boyfriend, and of course I got pregnant. So now I could not go to nursing school at all. But I went to teachers college, left teachers college, didn't really like teaching, went to work in one of the major banks in Jamaica. And then I got tired of that and I decided I was migrating. I came with my son, who at that point was like 9 years old. And he was there for the summer, and then I sent him back and I stayed to try to get things together. Okay. I ended up in like a number of living jobs. My birthday is in November. So this November was like the first time in my life to be away from my family. And I was so depressed. So I called my cousin who lives in Maryland, and she said, "Oh, I'm in New Jersey." And she told me how to get to her. So I left and I went there. She had her boyfriend's brother pick me up at the bus station. And it was on from that point. We never really got into like a relationship at that point. You know, we just started talking, never really like spent time together. But in December, I went to Jamaica, and I happened to call him, and he's like, "Oh, I can't wait for you to come back." So of course I got home and I'm saying to my mother, "Oh, I need to go home." And she's like, "What are you talking about going home? This is home." No, 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 no. No, I have a man to go home to. So I need to like go like right now. So I left the next week to come home. Well, to come back to the United States. Okay. I was living in Queens at the time. He was living in New Jersey. And I was living like pretty close to the airport. He picked me up and he decided he wasn't dropping me off at my house. He was taking me to his home in another state. So I called my job. They said, "Oh, we didn't know that you were coming back. So we had somebody working, but the person will just work up until that Sunday, and then you can come back." Okay. So I decided, well, I was going to stay with him, which was what he intended. During that time, I noticed that he would be getting a number of calls, and he would not answer the phone. They would call on his cell phone, then they would call on the house phone, and it went on like for the entire time I was there. So the Sunday, he took me back to work. And apparently the person who was calling him, I found out later, was his girlfriend. So when he dropped me off, he went to pick her up. But I had folded my nightgown and put it under the pillow and left it there. So of course she found it. he called me and he said, "Oh, I know you left your bag on here to get me in trouble, and now my girlfriend found it." And I'm like, "Your what?" Said, "Yes, my girlfriend found it, and she's mad, and I'm gonna give her your number to call you, and you need to tell her that there's nothing going on between you and I." So I'm like, "There's nothing going on between you and I." So I don't have a problem telling her that. She did call, and she wanted to know what was going on with us. I said, "Well, I came back. I didn't have a place to stay, and he offered to have me stay at his place until I was able to go back to work." She went on to tell me that she doesn't really want him because she have a boyfriend in Jamaica, and she's just holding on to him until he comes back up. Okay. I did not speak to him until for about a month and a half. I didn't speak to him. So, like the day before Valentine's Day, he started calling me of the next year. Did not answer. He turned up at my job and he decided he was going to sit outside until I either spoke to him or the people I'm working for, they would come home and find him there and he would tell them that I invited him there. I know you're all saying, "Oh, these are red flags." And of course, I saw them, but at that point, I ended up like totally ignoring these red flags. So we got back together, but it was more because now I know that he has a girlfriend. So it was more like friends with benefits. We would talk every day whenever, like some weekends, instead of going home, I would go to his house and I would spend the weekend there. So eventually I left that job and I was now in a job in the state where I actually live. I we continued to talk and a gentleman came to me one day and said, he has a friend who wants to do a business marriage and he knows two of us, but he's given me the first opportunity to do it. And if I don't want it, then he'll give it to the other girl. So I was like really excited and I called him and I'm telling him, that, "Oh, can you imagine this is going to happen?" And he got mad and he's like, "Why would you do that? Why do you do that? And I'm here." I'm like, "You're here. You can't marry me. You belong to somebody else." And he's like, "No, no, because she just told me that she has a boyfriend in Jamaica and he's coming up. So she can't talk to me anymore." Okay. I decided I really didn't want to be with you and I was not going to marry you because I just wanted to do my business and get on with my life. I didn't want to be like stuck with anyone. But I remember I had gone home that weekend and my mom and my brother and my son was there. He started calling and he would not stop calling. He would call and I'd answer the phone and he would just sit on the phone. And if I didn't answer, he would keep ringing, ringing, ringing. So my mother said, "What's going on?" So I told her what was happening. Her position was, "Why do it with someone you don't know when you could do it with this person who you do know?" Like, thought about it for a while and finally decided I was going to go ahead with it. Okay. So I started planning for this wedding. I started paying for everything. The only thing he got was the ring, but I was okay with it because I wanted to get married. I wanted to be able to get on with my life. So he 2 weeks, he kept saying, I kept asking him if he told his family that we were getting married. And he's insisting that he doesn't want to tell them. He doesn't want to tell his mother and he doesn't want to tell his brothers and sisters because he knows exactly what they're going to say. Because they're going to tell him not to marry me. Oh, okay. 2 weeks before the wedding, he called. See, I told you I didn't want to tell my mother, and I tell my mother now. I know she's upset with me and telling me not to get married. I was totally devastated because this is 2 weeks before the wedding in place at this point. I call my mom and I'm crying, and she's like, it's just leave it alone. It is what it is. So, like a couple of days later, he called back and he said, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. Okay. On the day of the wedding, he was 4 hours late for the wedding. First of all, I couldn't phone. I kept calling. He wouldn't answer the phone. Finally, he answered and he said, oh, he's stuck in traffic. I later found out that the girl he was seeing, they all work at the same place. And he apparently stopped at the job for whatever reason. I don't know. She saw him all dressed up. He said, oh, he was going to his friend's wedding. And she wanted to know why she was not going with him. So she held on to his skis, and wouldn't allow him to leave. Eventually, he got to leave. We got married. After the wedding, I went back to his state with him. It was like maybe 45 minutes between the two states. So I went back to his state with him for the weekend. I still kept my okay. I found out in September, just before we got married. In October, I found out that I was pregnant. So the day before Christmas Eve, now we got married on December 1st. So at this point, we have not even been married for a month yet.
So I'm curious. Let me ask you. I'm curious to find out, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you went into this marriage, was it for love? Because I'm listening and I'm hearing business. You wanted to get sorted out. You wanted to get your life together. And now I'm also hearing baby in the picture. So I'm trying to figure out, was it for love or was it to
Yeah,
get yourself sorted out and to get straight or whatever? Which was it?
we were in a relationship. We were sexually active, and like I said, it was more like friends with benefit. But by the time we decided we were gonna get married, at this point we were in a full-on relationship.
So was
So
the baby a planned thing or it just happened?
no, no, the baby was not planned. It just happened.
Okay.
Okay. And I think a part of the problem is because at this point, my son is like 10 years old, going on 11. And my plan was that he was supposed to be an only child. So I was totally devastated that I was pregnant. So, but um, I decided, well, it's there. What's going to happen? I might as well just go through with it. So the day before Christmas Eve, it would have been like the 23rd of December. I was at work and I started bleeding. I was supposed to have gone home at the end of that day for the holidays. Now, my son at this point was living here, and he was here. I left him at home with my brother. So my mom was living in the state as well, but she lived somewhere else. So the 23rd, I started bleeding. I started calling him, and he would not answer the phone all day of the 23rd. The 24th, I'm still bleeding. I'm in the house. It's not like where I am, I could grab a bus. I could get a taxi, but it's like, I don't want to take a taxi in this situation and go to the hospital by myself. So I finally called his sister, and his sister got in touch with him, and he came over, took me to the hospital. By the time I was released from the hospital, it was now Christmas Day. He took me back to my place. When I got there, my brother left to go to my mother, so I was there alone with my son, with no food in the house, nothing to eat, nothing at all. And he left me there with my son and went back to where he was living. Okay. Lost the baby eventually. And with losing the baby, I kind of got like depressed because it was when I realized that I had actually lost the baby, it was at a point where I was like really getting to accept the fact that I was pregnant. We went on, it was like on and off. He started seeing this girl, the same girl from before. He started seeing her again. And he would come over to where I'm working and he would like spend the night there, and he would leave or he would come and spend the weekend if I am not going off for the weekend. That to July next year, I became pregnant again. And I was working like a lot of hours. I'd work sometime like for 4 weeks. I would not come off. And by this time, where I was working, my son was there living with me. So we had like really like no bills. And I was making extra money from staying there all the time. So I was basically like just putting my money in the bank. So at 7 months, I decided to stop working and basically move in with him at this point. I got there and he was living in like a family house with all his siblings, his mother and his aunt. I got there and my life was a living hell. These people treated me so badly. His one sister was okay with me because basically she would come home from work and I would have dinner ready for her and him. So we were cool. The first time he hit me was in front of her, and I was 8 months pregnant at the time. I basically took my stuff up, went to the bathroom, and I was determined that I was going to leave at that time of the night. Somehow I was going to find my way to my mother in the other state. His sister came into the bathroom and she's like, what got to me more than anything else is that she said to him that he was wrong. Okay? She came upstairs and she said to me, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm taking a shower and I'm putting my clothes on and I'm going to my mother." She said, "No, you should do that." I said, "No, I'm not gonna take this. I don't need to take this." And she's like, "Oh, just don't give up on it now, just stay and get your pay." I eventually moved out of the family house. Now, when I got there, they were supposed to be paying rent to the aunt. He was owing her how much money for rent. And now she is coming down on me because basically he has moved me into the house. So what I did was to pay up the back rent that he had. His car was it was behind and they were gonna come and repossess it. And a friend of ours who worked with the company called and told us that they were coming to repossess the car. So I had to get the money together and pay off what was owed on the car. I took care of everything that I needed for my baby. Okay. So eventually we moved into our own place. Now he had a job that was paying him $200 a week. The rent was $600. So basically, eventually my money ran out and we had to be surviving on the $200 for, I think we had to pay light, phone, food, but somehow I made it work. Now, we move into our own place. What he's doing is leaving on the weekends. So this is the point where now I have a young baby and an 11-year-old, and he would work that money, that $200, and he would leave with it that weekend. So next thing I have to be worrying about, how am I going to pay the rent? Because this might have been the money to back up the rent. Okay. We had no food. And like he would do it this weekend, then The next 2 weekends after that, he would give me the money. But as soon as I was finished cooking the dinner on Sunday, he would pack the dinner up and take it to her. So I got to the point where, I'm like, I'm so over this. I really don't want to do this anymore. But every time I got to that point where I'm saying, I don't want to do this anymore, he would start being nice to me. Eventually, I got my papers. I started working as a nursing assistant. And then we sat down, we talked about it, decided that I was going to go to nursing school, get my associate degree. And then when I was finished, he would go back to school and to get some type of career. Because he was one of those people who, like, they basically push him out of high school with not very much to show for it. And we were often in situations where he would say stuff that would be like totally embarrassing. So I'm like, okay, we're going to do this. You let me finish. I'll take care of everything while you go to school. Of course, I got done. And during the time that I was in school, the abusive behavior continued. I bought a car because by the time I was in school, like after 6 months of being in school, he lost his job. So basically, he would use my vehicle to drop me off at school in the morning. And then school is finished. I need to come home so I can get to my job for 3 to 11 shift. And he would be nowhere. I can't get him on the phone. A lot of times I had no money, so I had to just walk home and then catch the bus, because I might have the money for the bus, but not enough to take 2 buses. Change drastically just before I graduated from nursing school. He turned into the sweetest. For graduation, he made me the biggest party. I found out that his sister actually told him that he should leave me before I finish school, because when I finish school, I am going to leave him. And he got on her and he's like, oh, I'm tired of you people picking on her, which was the first time that ever happened. Because what would happen, he would go be with them, they would trash me, and then he would come home and take it out on me. Okay. So I had a nice time. I started my job as a nurse and, eventually got a job. But he got a job at a hospital in the housekeeping department, which was like a feeding ground, because he went from one woman there to the next. And I would find out about this woman. So he would leave her and move on to the next one until I found out about that one, the next one. And it continued like that. Now, we have had people come up, my wife won't give me sex for how many months or whatever. That was never, ever a problem in my house. Because if he said, stand on your head, stand on my head. It didn't matter. I made sure that was available to him at all times. But it was never enough, because it's like the more I did, is the more he would go out.
But question for you.
And then
Question for you. If you kept finding out all these things, right? Why did you stay? I mean, what was your reason for staying? Because you said it was like a playground for him, and you found out all these things. Why did you stay?
First of all, I always thought that when he said, I am not going to do it again, that he meant it. That was me justifying things in my head. Okay. Then at this point, we had 2 children, and I really did not want my children growing up in a broken home. Again, yes, I know that was not the best thing for the children. But at the same time, I tried my best. I would cry. And he would come home and he would tell me how much he's sorry. And I would accept that. And I would everything would be okay for maybe a month or 2 months. And then all the things start happening again. He would have these women calling him at the house while we are in bed together. But
all right. I
I
understand you saying you didn't want your children to be in a broken home, but was it all worth it though? You're taking all this hurt, you're taking all
it
this
was
heartache,
not.
you're taking all this heartache
It was not.
and disrespect. But we're gonna come back. We're
Well,
at the
well,
30-minute break.
le-
Let's freshen
well,
up your
let me
throat a
just
little
say
bit.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say this before we go to the 30 minutes break.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, I love my husband more than anything else in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And he behaved as if he loved me too. And when it was good, it was extremely good. But when it was bad, then I would seek hope for those good times to come back.
All right.
Now we can take the water break.
All right. Take your water break and I'll come right back to you. All right. So we are at the 30-minute mark for the show. So far it's pretty interesting, but we're going to get to some more. She have a lot more she has to get to. All right. But you don't know. Once we reach that 30 minutes, we are going to big up and play and pay the credits. All right. So thanks to the persons who are new here. Welcome to the Unstoppable Live show. If this is your first time, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. All right. And the persons who contributed to the show so far, I want to say thank you to Joy Blackwood, Rian Jonas, Tisha Unstoppable, Kizzy Unstoppable, Taz Tizzle, Sophia James, Oral Blake Unstoppable, Homeboy Entertainment TV, Winsome Mumby, Negrita Unstoppable, Lottie Brown, Sophia Henry, Andrae Richards, Commander Vlogs, Mama Millie, Camille Dixon, and G Style, Tough Style. Big up yourself, my general. Thank you to each and every one I know that contributed to the show via Super Chat tonight. And to the persons who contributed via PayPal and Zelle, thank you so much. Also, to Gary Logan just came rolling in. Thank you so much. It is appreciated. And to our two newest Unstoppable official members who signed up most recently, Kiki Angel, big up yourself, everybody on the show Kiki Angel some love, and Unstoppable Boss Lady. They are the newest Unstoppable official members. So please make sure to go sign up. The link is being dropped in the comments. So sign up and become an Unstoppable official member tonight. All right, you get a lot of perks for being an Unstoppable official. All right, and also there is hold on, wait. All right. There's also a period ad that I need to announce. All right. Someone is seeking 1 acre of land in the Mandeville area. All right. It must be close to the town area in the Mandeville or Sentans area. All right. And if you have a piece of land out there where you want to sell in the Mandeville area, you can reach out to Unstoppable so that I can connect you with this person. All right, who is seeking a piece of land for purchase. All right, with that said, I've done all the credits. Let's get back to the show. Thank you, Jacqueline Chang. All right, so Carla, did you fresh up your throat?
Yeah, man.
All right, so let's get back to this. Let's get into the second half of the show then. Now, what else you have to tell me now? Go on.
Okay, so let me backtrack a little bit. Remember I said that we had made the plan that I was going to go to college, and then when I was finished, he would go. So I finished with him. He's like, putting it off, till he finally said to me, oh, well, nobody now make me go back and no school. So I said, okay. We had started looking for a house. Because at this point, we had adopted a baby girl. So now we had 3 kids. So it caused a strain on the relationship because I felt like I was like putting too much into it and it wasn't worth it. So that more than anything else was just causing a problem. So I decided like, let's go to counseling, see if we can get somebody to work through this with us. We went and I explained to the woman what my problem was. So she asked him, where do you see yourself in 2 years? He said, a 2-story house with a driveway and a Maxima, a black Maxima park in the driveway. So she's like, and how are you gonna get that? With his thumb. He said, she? I'm like, okay. So that is your plan? No, that's not gonna work. And I ended the session and I decided I'm not looking for any house. However, I eventually went out by myself, found a house, and bought it on my own. I told him I got the house the day I was going to the closing. So now we move into this nice big house, and he went around telling everyone that, we bought a house. Okay. However, if I needed anything done on the house, and his brothers were builders, and I would ask them to do it, he would go behind me and tell them not to do anything on my house because it is my house. Okay. Things went on, the abuse, the verbal, physical abuse continued until my daughter was just beginning to talk. And we were driving past this apartment building, and she started jumping up in the car seat and saying, "Daddy, daddy, daddy." So I'm like, "Where is he, daddy?" And I'm looking and I'm like, why is she saying that her dad is not talking? Didn't pay any attention. It kind of bothered me. I even said it to my mother. I was like, I can't understand why she would do that. Another time I left the kids with my mom. I was supposed to be at work, but I took them over there, and then I'm driving back to work and I'm running late. So by this time, I should already be at work. I drove past the building, and who do I see coming out of the building? But my husband. So I pull over and I'm like, "What are you doing here?" He's like, I was dropping off something for someone. Now, there's a woman who came into his life just at the point when he started at the hospital. Okay. He, as far as I was concerned, before he got to the point where he told me he was no longer talking to the woman, and he hadn't seen this woman for over 2 years. Because of now what I had to start doing, well, okay, I was working and you are working, but what he wanted to do was to keep the money in his pocket while I took care of all the bills. No, boo. So you get paid every 2 weeks. One of those checks belong to me. You can do the first one or the second. Okay? I don't care what you do with the second one. I will do one and I'll pay all of the bills. He still had no insurance on his car. He had his license was they had taken his license, and he had like multiple bills that were outstanding. What he started to do, we had like a joint check account. He was not putting any money into that account. The money from my job was going into that account. What he would do is to go into that account. He would get my check, would pay his bills from that account, hoping to put the money back before I noticed. This went on for a while until a check that I wrote bounced. I'm like, how did my check bounce? And when I checked my account, I realized that he has been systematically taking money out and putting money back in there. So, of course, I closed that account. I would always have to ask him for the check, because if I didn't ask him, I didn't get it. He eventually got a second job. Like, okay, cool. So one job is yours, the other job is mine. Okay, and I will take the money, the check, the 2 checks that's less than the other one. It's the same thing. If I'm not asking him for the check, I'm not getting it. Or sometimes I'll get it like a week later. So I'm like, okay, I'll fix that. And I got the paperwork, gave it to him to take to his job so that they can directly deposit the money in my account. So he would go around telling people, I'm taking all of his money, not telling them that he's keeping all the money from one check. This man I left to go to work, and apparently his girlfriend was coming in, and he had to go to the other state to pick her up. So as soon as and he was running late because he had to wait for me to leave. As soon as I left, he rushed out of the house, crashed the vehicle. What he did was to give them my insurance information, which sent up my insurance to a ridiculous amount. Okay, you're not going to have access to anything that I have. Okay. The woman at that apartment building, I eventually found out that her name was, let's say for argument's sake, her name was Anna. But the woman I had known before was Mary. But now this Ann person, if she called and she didn't get him, she would turn up at my house, she would ring my doorbell and demand for him to come out. Now, at this point, I was done. I was over it. I'm like, no, this is not worth it. I am not putting myself through this anymore. My kids don't need to see this, because now I found out that he has been taking my kids to this woman's apartment, which is why my daughter thought he was there, and they were going there on a regular basis. My oldest son was working at a car wash with absolutely no respect for me. He would make sure that he would take the woman's car, take it to the car wash, and make sure that it's clean where my son was working. Okay. So, like I said, I got to the point where I was like just so over it. So I guess he realized, no, because I'm like, okay, you need to move out of this house. You need to move out. He's like, no, he's not moving out. He's giving me his money. I said, no, you paying me your rent. You paying me for rent. You paying me to take care of your children. You paying me to wash your clothes. You paying me to provide your food. You can take the money and go somewhere else, go pay them. No, he's not moving out. It's like, okay, you have to move out of my bedroom. We're not sharing the bedroom. Okay, eventually he did that, but he would always try to come in. So what I did, I got a job, like two night jobs. So I am basically at work every night of the week. One Saturday, he decided that he was going to talk to me. Come hell or high water, he was going to talk to me that night, and I was going to listen. So he came home, we had company, and I made dinner and I shared like everybody else's food, and I didn't share any food for him. So he's like, where's my food? I'm like, it's in the pot. I mean, like, why are you trying to be brand new? This is how it has been for the longest while. I'll make sure that I cook the food, but I am not going out of my way to take the food out and treat you like you're my husband, because as far as I'm concerned, you're not. Okay. He's now sharing my daughter's room. Now, that house had like 7 bedrooms. I have like an entire 3rd floor with 2 bedrooms that was empty. So I said, move up to the 3rd floor. Yes, he decided that he would move up there. But every time I would ask him to do something and he would agree to do it, it's like he out, and his advisors would tell him not to do it. So he would come back and say, oh, you know what? I'm not doing that. So he is, I don't care where you want to be as long as you're not in my bed. Now, this Saturday he came home and he's like, oh, I have to talk. So, like, when I said I wasn't sharing his food, he left and he went upstairs. And he waited until they were done, and he came back and he's like, okay, we're going to talk now. I said, I don't want to talk to you. I have nothing to say to you. He grabbed me and he slapped me up against the wall, and he's holding me by my neck against the wall. The kids hear the commotion and they run into the room and they're like, oh, Daddy, let her go, let her go. He let me go at that point and took my phone. So I grabbed the house phone, I ran up the steps, and I locked myself in the bedroom and called the police. They came and they arrested him. Now, one of the things he used to tell me, like back in the days, was me too black, and no other man no want you. Nobody else no want you. Only me want you. And you live on me eye top, and if me quint me eye, you drop off. Okay, now that was back in the days. So now you not live on my eye top. So when they took him out, I made sure to go downtown and I got a restraining order against him. With the restraining order, they gave me child support and spousal support, which made him mad because as far as he was concerned, I was making more money than him. So I should be the one paying him. Now, what man says that? However, he was out of the house and he came back the next day. I guess the same woman came with him the next day and he took his clothes and he moved in with her. So a couple of days after that, I was in the supermarket and I saw a woman who worked with him. And she said to me, "Oh, I can't believe he allowed Mary to break up your family." And I'm like, "No, it's not Mary. It's Anne." And she's like, "No, the woman name is Mary." No, what he did when he told me that he was no longer with this woman, and I found out about this woman in the apartment, he pretended as if it was a different person. He was actually with this woman for about years. And at the same time that he was with her for 8 years and he was with me, he was also seeing other people. Okay. So this marriage is over. He's out of my house. It's done. Okay. Didn't speak to him for a while. And like I said, I'm not going to front. Even up to that point, I love my husband, but I had to make the decision that I love me more than I love my husband. I moved to another state with the kids, like about 3,000 miles away. And once I moved with the kids, we developed a relationship because now we had to talk about the kids because now it's not like he could run down and pick up the kids anymore. My son actually went back to live with him. So he was supposed to take care of my son while I'm taking care of my daughter, which did not happen. Every month I had to be sending money to my son. He was in a private school. Oh, B, I don't have all of the school fee this month, you can't help me out. It's my child. I'm taking care of it. So when I came down here, I paid down on this house. I paid down $32,000. Yeah, $32,000 on this house. The 2,000 earnest money, and then I paid down 30,000 to get like all these upgrades that I wanted in the house. The day before I was supposed to go to closing, I got an email that said they just realized that I'm still married and my husband need to sign some paper because this is a community state. And he has to sign that he knows that I'm buying this house. So, against my better judgment, I finally called him. I spoke to him about it. By this time, I had filed for the divorce, but for some reason, they had not served him with the papers yet. So I called him and I said, this is the situation. I just need you to sign the paper. You're not going to have any financial obligation. It has absolutely nothing to do with you. It's just to say that I am buying this house because we're still married. This was the day Obama was being sworn in for the first time. I came home I talked to him as I'm driving home from work that morning. I got home and I faxed him the paper.
Let me ask you something.
Like,
So you wanted him to sign a paper because he had to sign it simply because he was still your husband in order for you to buy this home. He had to sign it, right?
right,
Now, was
right,
his
because we
was
live
his
in a
name going to be on anything
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
Just to make
His name,
sure.
it was just to say that he knew because I was living in a community property state.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, as long as we were married, he had claims on that house,
Are you sure you didn't want to do
which
that?
he was not, but that was the only way I was going to get the house. But he was not smart enough to realize that. And I was at a point where I was like, okay, if it came down to it, because I still had the house in New Jersey, if it came down to it, I would give him the house in New Jersey. Just so that, I would have this house free and clear. So I waited. I called him like 3 different times. And every time I called him, he would say, what am I supposed to do again? What am I supposed to initial there and sign the 2 lines. Call him again. What did it say again? Like, okay. Eventually, I was with my sister-in-law. So you know what? He's not gonna sign this paper. So this is like 2 o'clock at this point, and I haven't gone to bed. I'm still waiting on it. I said he's not gonna sign the paper. So let me just go to bed. Of course, he didn't sign the paper, and I lost that house. I was hurt. All I could think about is that he was so selfish that he wasn't even thinking about his kids. But then I'm like, when has he ever thought about anybody else but himself? So I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know why I had raised my expectation level so high. Okay, lost the house, got to the point where I can say this now because I got to the point where I was so depressed that I was driving with the kids one day and I felt like just driving the vehicle right out into oncoming traffic. And the only reason I did not do it was because my kids were in the car and I was not going to do that to them. But, I spent a lot of time crying about it. I cried about losing it because this house was awesome. I cried about losing the house. I cried about all the money that I lost. Just after I lost the house, I got the information that he was served with the papers and I got a court date. So I went back, stayed in my house. He came and picked me up. He took me to court. Now we went to court and he's like, oh, I am entitled to have that house. This is the house in the original state. No, you're not. So he told his lawyer that we bought the house together. When my lawyer said that to me, I'm like, okay, one, ask him how much was the down payment on the house. And 2, where did the money come from? Of course, he did not know that because I never discussed that with him. Okay. So my lawyer's like, you don't have any claim to this house. Okay. We got a divorce, never even had to go back to court. Everything was done right there and then. He cried all the way home. We left and we actually went out to eat together and then he dropped me off back home. At this point, we had a casual relationship. So after a while, he would drop down here every now and then. Like he came down when my daughter graduated high school. Then he came down. I bought another house, and he came down and he helped me to move into the new house. He came down for my daughter's 21st birthday. So I don't know what got into his head. Back together. By now, we have been apart for about 14 years. We were married for 14 years, and at this point, we have been between the separation and divorce. That's 14 years. Okay? Now, the 2 jobs he had, he lost those 2 jobs. He's working now as at one of those discount stores. He still have all these outstanding bills. He's having medical problems. And I'm thinking to myself, why do you think I would want to get back with you? Okay. But every time he would bring it up, I'll be like, okay, let me think about it and get back to you. Then I found out that this woman that he has now been living with for 15 years, she was showing like the family members her marriage certificate. This is at the same time when he is telling me that he wants to come back to me. So, okay. I got up one day and I called him and I text him and I said, oh, you know what? I just woke up and I had this dream that we had gotten back together and I think we should get back together. In an answer. So I called him. I'm like, aren't you excited? He's like, oh, you just shocked me. So I can't just answer you like that. Give me a minute to think about it. Every time he would call me and we'd get to that point, I'd be like, you know what you should do? You should just go married to that woman. You've been with her long enough, knowing that they're on the verge of getting married. So I told my daughter that this is happening. And I had said to him, the one thing that would make me stop talking to you again is if you get married and don't tell my children that you're getting married. So like 2 weeks before the wedding, he called my daughter and he's like, oh, I have something to tell you. I'm getting married next month. Didn't give her an exact date. I'm getting married next month. But don't tell your mother. Then he called my son and he's like, oh, I'm planning to get married. Didn't even tell him it was next month. I just kind of like, you know what? I don't even want to talk to you anymore. Okay. So I have not spoken to him now for over a year. And I choose not to speak to him because after everything that I've gone through, he was toxic then and he is still toxic now. And I've made the decision that I don't want to deal with this anymore. Okay. I'm happy, I'm single, and I'm enjoying my life.
Awesome.
I finish with right now I'm working on my PhD. And I do the things that I love to do, like traveling. Like now, Rona is really business. Okay. Rona is mashing up my life because I've already had to cancel 2 trips. Okay. Now, the point of all of this is for someone else who is out there who think that what they're going through is a mountain that they cannot climb. You can get over it. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do to the point where you have to get to. I am not suggesting for 1 minute that you stay in it for 14 years with mental and physical and verbal abuse. I'm not suggesting that. But sometimes you have to do what you have to do. And if it's that in order to get yourself together, you might have to do a marriage that you don't want to do. Go ahead. Think about down the road. Okay? And I hope this will help someone in some way.
And I appreciate you
Thank you,
actually.
Unstoppable.
I appreciate you actually coming forward and sharing this and actually giving the people here listening some advice tonight. You know, it's really a mouthful that you shared with us tonight, and I'm quite sure that somebody out there probably have a little situation similar to this and can look into your situation and be like, hold on, I'm not going to go down that road. So I do appreciate you actually coming on tonight. I'm quite sure somebody out there right now in a situation like that and be like, wait, man, this sound too
Okay.
familiar. Right? So if you're thinking about, trying to better yourself, but you're gonna put yourself in a situation where you're gonna make your life unhappy, what advice you give them about that? Carla?
Hello?
What advice you give a
Not
female that
hearing you.
may what advice would you give a female that may be thinking about getting married to a man because she wants to better her life, but it might end in a situation like yours? What advice you give a female like that?
If that is your only choice, because it's hard. It's hard when you're in this country and don't have your papers. It's very hard. And especially when you have children. So again, sometimes you have to do what you don't want to do. But I'm just hoping that it doesn't turn out to be as bad as my situation was. And again, I'm going to say this. It was not 14 years of misery. We had really, really good times. We would vacation together with the kids. We would take the kids like all over the place. Like, okay, it's his birthday. I would just go rent a hotel room and we would stay in the hotel room like overnight. Like if it's my birthday, he would go out of his way to make sure that he does nice things for me. So I am not ever gonna tell you that it was 14 years of misery. There were good times. And when it got bad, I would always think that, okay, the good times are gonna come back. The good times are gonna come back. Okay? Because people tell me that they know that my husband loved me. According to my husband, he did love me. He still loves me, but he just could not control himself. Okay? It was just a sickness. The only reason why the sickness is not continuing now is because you can't do anything. That's the only reason why the sickness is not continuing. Because the sickness continued up until 3 years ago. So, that's not an excuse. It's not like, okay, he's moving with this woman and he has been faithful to this woman for 15 years. No. It was only like when stuff started happening to him and nobody wanted him, that he started being faithful to this woman, because then he couldn't do anything with anybody else. Okay?
All right,
So
Carla.
I tell you, if it will work for you, it might be better. Okay? You have to decide for yourself what you want to do.
All right. I do appreciate you calling in and sharing tonight. Let's take a few call-ins and hear what persons have to say about what you shared. Thank you for calling me, all right?
Okay.
Take care. Have a great night and stay safe.
You too.
All right, so the caller shared, the caller went through a whole lot. And as she said, well, she said it wasn't 14 years of misery. Probably it was about 10. you know. But it sounded like a whole lot of misery. It wasn't all misery, but a whole heap of misery was in there, apparently. And she said she had her reasons why she stayed, and tried to make things work. Part of it was for the kids, as well as she was trying to make her marriage just work. Some women fight for their marriage, right? Even though, from her own words, it was a roommate situation. It was a roommate situation. The phone line is open. I think I'm only going to take like about 2 calls. I'm not going to really take too much call night because too much time done gone already. The number is 876-420-3368 and it's WhatsApp. What do you have to say about all of these agony and antagonization, what this caller went through in this roommate situation? Because we can't call it nothing else, We have to call it what it is, a roommate situation that led to a whole heap of misery. Not a full 14 years of misery, but a whole heap of misery. All right, trust me. In the meantime, let me give the shout outs. I want to say thank you to everyone once again that contributed to the show. Joy Blackwood, Rain Jonas, Tisha Unstoppable, Kizzy Unstoppable, Taz Tizzle, Sophia James, Oral Blake, Homeboy Entertainment TV, Winsome Mumby, Negrita Unstoppable, Lottie Brown, Sophia Henry, Andre Richards, Commander Vlogs, Mama Millie, big up yourself, Camille Dixon, G Style, Tough Style, Jacqueline Chang, go on this. Oh, Jacqueline Chang, Cami Shades, and to the newest Unstoppable officials, we want to say Kiki Angel, thank you so much for signing up. Unstoppable Boss Lady, thank you so much for signing up. That is totally appreciated. All right. And more of say to anyone here who has not signed up to be a member, please make sure to sign up. That is your way of rocking your badge beside your name. As you can see, Susie Unstoppable rocking her badge. All right. Lady B Unstoppable rocking her VIP badge. Big up yourself, Lady B. Your badge has gone over to VIP. You know, couple other persons rocking them VIP badge. But no, Derek C. Williams is rocking his VIP badge. Unstoppable Boss Lady, I rock her badge, but that's the first month badge right there. You don't know, so once you go over into the second month, then you're rocking your VIP badge. All right, so the VIP badge standing out for the Lady B Unstoppable. Here I know about what? VIP. To the person who called a while ago, I missed the call. My apologies. Please call back so that I can respond. All right. Yeah. So, call a good night. You're live with Unstoppable. Talk to me.
Unstoppable, me not lie. Me take off my hat to that woman because she love hard and she have patience. She say it wasn't 14 years of misery, but the man probably have 14 side chick with her.
You think
And
that's
she
so
said the
much?
man love her. Come on, man, do the math.
Mm.
Do the math. Do the math, man. Come on. She
Person,
said the
there
man
was
love her.
Ann,
That's a
Stacy, Jackie, Sherry.
yo, the man probably past 14 and double up.
Mm.
She said the man love her unstoppable. The man not love her. Him not no love her, no respect for her. Come on, man.
Definitely there was no
You
respect.
know, deal with people so where you love.
Mm-hmm.
Remember she say no. She cooked the food before and the man carry away her food go give the girl, you know.
For real, that part there, yeah.
Yo, me say, let me tell you something. When me don't talk. Have a good night, unstoppable, but keep doing what you do, my brother. Big up yourself.
All right, big up. The caller was about to cuss it now a while ago because it sound like that upset her. I know what she had talk about. She said, you know what, me done talk. You know something, me done. Pick up yourself, caller. Thanks for calling. You know, but as I was saying, actually again, sorry for the press. I want to my phone night, yeah. I miss another call. I apologize. I apologize for the calls I'm missing. I don't know how I go on. But yeah, as I was saying, if you haven't signed up as yet, sign up and get your badge rocking beside your name. Also, a perk of being an Unstoppable official is it is mandatory that you get your shout out every single night once you're an Unstoppable official, as well as you are eligible to have private live streams. All right, so you're going to get private live streams where, everybody else not going to get, but once you're an Unstoppable official, we're going to be having private live streams. All right? Good night. How are
Yeah.
you?
Hi, good night.
Well,
I
go
just
on.
want to say that I'm happy. I'm good. I'm good. I just want to say I'm happy that the lady came on top. But to be honest, I believe that she went through a lot. And the reason why I'm saying that, because I know people who doing this, like I know friends who doing these things. I met a guy and they pretend like they like the men or whatever. But I see the hell they go through. I see some of the men they just
Aurora, slow down. No, me can't
sorry.
talk so fast. How happen? How worry you?
Sorry. Sorry. No, I said that I say people who I know are close to me, they're married, forget their thing. I not lie. I see the hell they go through. The man they make me pay all the bills, and the man they stop pay bills and live for free. I see some of the man they abuse me. I see some of them Kevin taking their own mother because the man don't want that. And then they want to go to school and get their papers, and the man don't want that. So some of the things that the man they say, sometimes trust me, they have to eat a lot of crap to get that. They're like they have to eat a lot. 'Cause my friend, she did it once, and she drink every night because the man big and fat. And then she know like where she have to sit when the man take off the pants. She said she know like where she have to sit, so she have to drunk herself every night for 2 years till she get her stuff. And when she get that, she said she gone. Yeah, someone have to go through a lot of hell. I see it with my own eyes. They have to sell their soul because they want a piece of paper just to stay in America for better themselves. They go to school, get good jobs, I see with my own eye. I know talk bad about the lady. I'm glad she's on top, but some of them act like they're not going through things, but they are tell people what they want to tell people. They put things pretty, but you have to be there to see it. I see with my own eyes. My friend drink every night for 2 years till she get her first 2 years, and then after that, and then she even have a man on the side. And the man don't know that she married a big fat boy. And when the boy take off her clothes, she not like what she have to say. She said she just not like it, not attractive. But to each is their own. Everybody want to do what they have to do to survive in this world. Someone use you, someone you want to get used, or someone use you. That's just how it work in America, especially in New York. In New York, if you don't have your eyes open, I sorry for you. That's just what it is.
Somebody said
But
I
I'm
love
happy
your
for her.
accent.
Oh, they do. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's from Belize. You know Belize?
Big up Belly is not the building. All right, Aurora, thank you for calling in. All right.
Sure, Unstoppable. And then, and guess what? Like when me and my boyfriend, we start watching the show together because he's somewhat kind of jealous, but then he's getting over it now
Then,
because,
then
you
that me tell
know,
you last time. Me not tell you say the easiest way to make hubby not be
yeah,
jealous is make you and
yeah,
him start watch the show together. So, general, big up
yeah.
yourself. You know, now that
Mm-hmm.
you're tuning in and watch the show, bless up yourself. Thanks for calling, Aurora.
Sure, Unstoppable. Good night.
Yeah, but good night to you. All right, so Aurora says she and her hubby start watch the show together because hubby that get a little bit jealous. I say, wait, man, you watch this Unstoppable brother, you're too much, you know. But General, go on. Derek C. Williams in the building.
How are you this evening, Unstoppable Live?
Well, I'm staying safe and I'm alive, my brother, so I'm good.
Okay. Well, you had a little interaction with me today when you dropped
Right,
the
right.
little preview, and I just by me being prior service, I know many men that would get women pregnant in the military. They know they're getting out of the military and will leave the woman pregnant with child, never to see the child again. This went on a whole bunch in the 1980s. And I always looked at men like that as being cowards. Um, I have a 15-year-old daughter, and the only way I'm leaving my daughter is if I'm dead. I'm not leaving my daughter for nothing. It's important that men take care of their children. And when this woman said that this guy left her with her child with no food, I look at a
Yes,
man like that as a coward.
yes,
But on the
yes.
other hand, Unstoppable, it's very important to know that you are, people can only do to you what you allow them to do.
That's true.
And if she knew all these red flags popped up, it comes a point in time where even no matter how much love you are with the person, no matter how much good sex they provide, even if they've given you money, the fact is that if they're making you feel less than human, you have to learn to cut the cord. And she said that she would if this guy told her to stand on her head. I immediately thought about that scene in Coming to America when
Mm-hmm,
Eddie Murphy told a woman bark like a dog, and she
mm-hmm.
went oh, oh,
Yes,
did
yes.
these type of things. And so what it is that I don't know if it's low self esteem. I don't know if it's because of a lack of viable men. But you see a lot of women that they will put up with just about anything. But I'm gonna say this real quick. You just last week, on the flip side, you had a man that was being used like a sponge by a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it just I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it just goes to show you that people people allow themselves to be used, and
Right.
if someone can get you, they'll get you. It's just
Mm-hmm,
as simple as that.
mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much all I want to say. And real quick, I'll say this also. I've been hurt by women. It happens. If you deal with people, you will get hurt, but it's what you allow yourself to put up with and how you come out on the other end of that. If you come out and you learn something and you better going forward, you're a better person for. But if you repeat it again, if they get you the second time unstoppable, that's on you. That really is, because you should know better. So that's all I want to say, and I want to thank you for taking my call.
All right, my brother. Thank you for calling in, man. And you gave some sound advice as well. Thank you so much. It's appreciated.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Blessings. All right, so
All
that
right,
right
blessings.
there is Derek C. Williams family. Please make sure to connect with him. He actually has a YouTube channel. He's not just a watcher of the Unstoppable show. He is actually on YouTube, and his platform is actually pretty good as well. So you can check out Derek C. Williams, click on him, and go over and subscribe to his channel and view his content. I'm quite sure you won't be disappointed. If you like the way how him talk, because I hear him a while ago, so you know, say he is, you know, up there like that. All right. So thanks to everyone that tuned in tonight. It is totally appreciated. You know, make sure that if you're new here, you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell as well, so that once we go live, you will never ever miss a live stream. All right. We go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday nights at 9. All right. If you're there at Jamaica, then you know say at 8 o'clock. That. All right. So make sure that you don't miss another show. So Friday night we will be right here again with another hot topic for you to participate in. All right. Now, once again, I'm going to remind you to sign up to become a member, become an official member. And as a matter of fact, it's a way to support the show. Not only for the perks, but it's a way to support the channel. So if you're a lover of the show, if you're a lover of the channel, you can sign up and say, you know what, this is my way to support this platform because I love what Unstoppable does. So this is my little way of supporting the platform. All right. Also, while you're supporting the platform, you get a little bit of perks. You get to stand out different. You get to be seen different from everybody else, as well as you get to know what the topic is every single show day, right? Every Monday, you know what the topic is before everybody else. Every Wednesday, you know what the topic is, just the same way on Fridays. All right. So, and also you get your shout out significantly every show, no matter which show, it is mandatory that I have to shout out all the officials. So, Unstoppable officials, let's go. It is your time right now. As soon as you hear your name, hit that heart in the chat. Let's go. Susie Unstoppable, thank you so much for being an official. Lola, Peaceful Sistrin, SF Rose, Unstoppable Elizabeth Wilson, Rosie Unstoppable, Joy Blackwood, Sonia Andy, Miss Bossy, Sophia James Unstoppable, Beverly Henry, Camille Harvey, TR News and Reviews, Liba Unstoppable, Janine Unstoppable, Derek C. Williams, Lady B Unstoppable, G Style Tough Style, Leonie Unstoppable, Scape Entertainment, Cami Shades, Gary Logan, Edward Walker, Claudine Unstoppable, Jackie Unstoppable, Natalia Grant, Canadian Apple, Andrae Richards, Jiva, So Unstoppable, Tash Unstoppable, Karen Unstoppable, Kizzy Unstoppable, Queen Rocks TV, and for all who asked what I'm to Queen Rocks, Queen Rocks is alright. I reached out to her yesterday. She said she just I try to deal with the little illness where she have, but she's okay. Tony Tough, Unstoppable, Christine Johnson, Moodman, Peter Bennett, Jacqueline Chang, Trev, Unstoppable, Blondie Unstoppable, Stacy and Bryce, Negrita Unstoppable, Grace Davis, Sandy Love Unstoppable, Commander Vlogs, Tisha Unstoppable, Kiki Angel, and Unstoppable Boss Lady. Thank you so much for becoming Unstoppable officials. It is totally appreciated, and we can see you now roll up within the heart. Them big up on yourself. All right, Lady B, much love to you. Kizzy, much love to you. All right, so thanks to everyone once again. Until Wednesday night, no matter what, don't make not a soul stop on. And if you know they don't have an experience or no want to share, please reach out to me. It's 876-420-3368 on WhatsApp only. All right, shoot me a WhatsApp and say, Unstoppable, I have a story I want to share. All right. So Susie Unstoppable is saying a lot of persons can't find where to sign up. All you need to do, well, the link was being dropped in the chat all night, but since you didn't see the link, how you sign up is you go to the home section of the channel. Right beside the subscribe button, you will see the word join. It is in blue, right? Click that join button and sign up. Or you can go to right where you type to chat right now while we are live. You click the $sign, you will see the join button right there. Or you can go on the channel under videos. You will see a video there that says sign up now to be a member. And you can just go to the description of that video and you will see the link in the description. Click that link and you will get the option to sign up and become an Unstoppable official. It is that simple. All different kind of options to sign up. All right? Until Friday night, everybody, please stay safe and don't make nobody stop you. Thank you. All right? So Darlene just came rolling in. Thank you so much, Darlene. Riley, everybody on the big up Darlene. She is the newest Unstoppable official, and she's rocking her badge. Me nah left until me see you big up Darlene, More everybody big up Darlene right now. She is the newest Unstoppable official. On the big up Darlene. More want to see whole heap of big ups are coming for Darlene. Let's go. The newest Unstoppable official, Darlene Riley. On the show Darlene some love. Alright? And coming soon and very soon is the private live stream for officials. So let's go. On the show Darlene some love right now. Right now, show Darlene some love. Alright? If Darlene can find it, the rest of you can find it. Alright? All right, yeah, man, see there? Darlene is getting some love right there. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so thanks to everyone. And I'll be looking out to see who else signs up even after the show ends. All right, blessings to everyone again until Friday night. Please stay safe. And to all my moderators, everybody we want to see in a blue, just know that these people are special to me. Wallanda, where Mama Maslin there? I don't even remember if I see Mama Maslin name for the night. Is Maslin here? Maslin are there tonight. That's her first. Well, me have to go reach out to Mama Maslin and make sure she alright. Me see Teresa there, which is a must. You don't know, so me have to big up and show Teresa the love all the time. Me see Mrs. Brooks was here, not sure if she's still here. Big up to Mrs. Brooks. But yes, once you see all my moderators in blue, you know, say, I love each and every one of my moderators. All right. Cecile Graham, thank you so much for tuning in and super chatting as well. Much love to you. And peace out. Stay safe no matter what. No make nobody stop you at time for no. Feel the music.
Feel the music. Feel the music. Feel the music. Feel the music. Feel the music. Feel the music. Feel the music. Feel the music. Feel the music. Feel the music. Feel the music. Feel the music. Feel the music. Move your waistline. Move your shoulders. Feel the music. Move your waistline. Move your shoulders.
This music got me feeling like them way up high, sipping martinis and blue slushes with umbrellas up high. I like dancing.